This is B. Nagesh, Additional Secretary retired, Team IAS Network. Today we are doing a topic on international relations. As I told you, international relations forms a part of General Studies 2 paper, and the consistent weightage for GS2 international relations is around 50 to 55 marks every year. The question for discussion: a new nuclear arms race will be complicated due to multiple countries and technological challenges. Substantiate with reference to START. By START, I mean Strategic Arms Reduction Talks. So, this question is more relevant for Political Science International Relations, paper 2. There we have to, regarding this disarmament, the arms race, separate chapter is there. But for GS2, we have tried to condense it and make it relevant only for the General Studies paper. So the background to the question. First we have an introduction, then we go to the important milestones up to the START treaty, then we see the issues for consideration. The background for discussion. See, the US has withdrawn from the Intermediate Range Nuclear Forces Treaty of 1987. This was a treaty signed between the US and the USSR. So this treaty imposed limitations on the stockpiling of nuclear weapons. Then both the countries, both the superpowers had agreed to eliminate all ground-based missiles between 500 kilometers and 5,500 kilometers by 1991. So this first important thing which we are discussing is the treaty between the US and the USSR. It is called the Intermediate Range Nuclear Forces Treaty, which was signed in 1987 between the two superpowers, and both the superpowers had agreed to limit the stockpiling of nuclear weapons, and this agreement of 1987 had obliged both the countries to eliminate all ground-based missiles between 500 kilometers and 5,500 kilometers by 1991. Then we have the new START treaty, that is Strategic Arms Reduction Treaty, which was signed in 2010. Now this treaty is going to lapse in 2021. However, there is a provision for 5-year extension. So even though it lapses in 2021, it can be extended by another 5 years. So the major problem in extending this treaty is the opposition by the US. Donald Trump has said that US will consider this only after the presidential elections. So the background, first we discussed about the Intermediate Range Nuclear Forces Treaty, INF. Then we spoke of the new START. These two form the basis for the discussion for the main part of the answer. Important milestones relating to the nuclear arms race. First, in the 1980s, we had the Cold War. So Soviet intervention in Afghanistan, Soviet deployments in Europe, we had the stockpiling of weapons, the Russian SS-20 versus US Pershing II and cruise missiles. In 1985, arms control measure, the steps for arms control revolved around 3 phases. The first one, imposing limitations for strategic weapons with range of over 5,500 kilometers. So this agreement between both the powers for limiting the nuclear missiles led to the START agreement in 1991. This is the first START agreement. By START I mean Strategic Arms Reduction Talks. Both the powers imposed a limit of 1,600 strategic delivery vehicles and 6,000 warheads. So this is the first stage of arms control, where both the powers agreed to limit the nuclear missiles by imposing limitations of 1,600 strategic delivery vehicles and 6,000 warheads. The second stage of arms control came about with the controlling the inter-range missiles. So inter-range missiles, it led to the signing of the INF Treaty of 1987, which we discussed in the introduction. Intermediate Range Nuclear Forces Treaty. The agreement was signed in 1987. Now, then there was a problem of nuclear and space issue, that is nuclear and space talks. The Soviet Union was concerned of the American ventures in outer space. The US Strategic Defense Initiative did not respond to Soviet queries. There was no outcome. So once again we go to the three stages of arms control. First, we speak of limiting the nuclear weapons, limiting the nuclear weapons. Second, the factors which led to the emergence of the INF Treaty in 1987. Then the nuclear and space talks, how the US stonewalled the attempts of the Soviet Union. It did not respond to the queries raised by the Soviet Union. Now the INF Treaty, which we discussed in the introduction, it is an important treaty towards disarmament. By disarmament, I mean reducing the nuclear stockpiles. Now, even after the signing of this treaty, no nuclear heads were dismantled. Now, in 1991, the equations, the relation between the US and USSR declined. Now, what happened in the beginning when the INF Treaty was signed? USSR destroyed 1,846 missiles and the US 846 Pershing and cruise missiles. So this Treaty of 1987 provided for destruction of nuclear warheads, and it also provided for intensive verification and on-site inspection. So in the arms control, you have to remember the importance of the INF Treaty, how it promoted disarmament by providing for destruction of nuclear warheads, providing for online site inspection, providing for intensive verification of missiles of both the countries by each other. The next important stage was the breakup of the Soviet Union in 1991. So once the Soviet Union disintegrated, many Soviet allies joined the NATO and European Union. In 2001, the US withdrew from the Anti-Ballistic Missile Treaty. There was a treaty which regulated the production of anti-ballistic missiles. The Obama administration alleged that the INF Treaty signed between the US and USSR was being violated. So there were mutual accusations between the US and the USSR and Russia. Russia blamed US for deploying missile defense systems in Poland and Romania. So in the third stage, what we discuss in the steps towards disarmament, we discuss the breakup of the Soviet Union and how both the sides accused each other. The Obama administration alleged violations of the INF Treaty, and Russia alleged that the US was deploying missiles in Poland and Romania. Now in 2017, there was a major change in the policy by the United States. Now the National Security Strategy and Nuclear Posture Review Committee, which met, observed that there is a need for stockpiling of nuclear weapons in the background of China becoming more and more powerful, in the background of China's dominant role in the Indo-Pacific. And the US strategic experts went a step further, cautioning the policymakers that China is a force to reckon with, and hence the US should equip itself more and more. Now the INF Treaty was seen as a disadvantage. 2011, the START Treaty which came about was a successor to the original Treaty of START signed in 1991. By START, again I repeat, Strategic Arms Reduction Talks. Now, under the START Treaty, both the sides tried to limit the number of limit the number of nuclear weapons. But what happened was the treaty was implemented in a very lukewarm manner, and now the treaty is going to expand, is going to lapse in 2021. So now there's a major concern on whether this treaty will be renewed after 2021. As I told you earlier, the US administration is citing elections as a pretext of putting off the extension of the treaty. There's a provision for extending the treaty by another 5 years. Now in 2018, the policy of the American administration is developing of new nuclear weapons, including low-yield weapons. So now the important milestones which we have discussed relate to different stages, like when the US and USSR were on friendly terms and they signed the INF, what the INF proposed, then the breakup of the Soviet Union, then mutual accusations by both, then gradually how the US is insisting on stockpiling more and more nuclear weapons, keeping in mind the emergence of China's role in the Indo-Pacific, and the latest policy of 2018 nuclear posture review seeks to develop more nuclear weapons, including low-yield weapons. Now, what are the issues of concern? The first thing would be, see, we have the Comprehensive Test Ban Treaty. Now, this Comprehensive Test Ban Treaty to be ratified, to be implemented, requires ratification by so many countries like the US, China, Iran, Israel, and commitment by India, Pakistan, and North Korea. Now, due to the differences between the group, this treaty can never come into force because of the differences among the group. And once the US, by virtue of the 2018 policy, if it resumes nuclear testing, it automatically implies the demise of the Comprehensive Test Ban Treaty. So in conclusion, we point out how the nuclear weapons race, nuclear arms race is so complicated because of the entry of multiple countries, technological changes like outer space, cyberspace. So this is the major problem in disarmament. So we discuss how the new nuclear arms race is becoming more and more complicated due to the emergence of multiple countries, due to the emergence of technological changes like cyber and space domain. So this is how we address a question on the developments of the new nuclear arms race and how the new arms race is complicated by several international issues. Like I told you again, to sum up, the disintegration of the Soviet Union, the emergence of China's superpower, then how the US administration considers the dominance of China as a ruse to pile up more and more nuclear weapons, how the US is delaying the extension of the New START treaty, which promised to usher in disarmament, and how the Comprehensive Test Ban Treaty is going to its natural demise due to the non-cooperation among the member countries and due to the complications of the nuclear arms race relating to multiple countries emerging and due to technological changes. Thank you.